Kicking off our countdown, number 10 is Dakota Johnson. The 50 Shades of Grey actress isn't new to having her body exposed to the entire world, so if anyone can handle a wardrobe malfunction, it is probably her. And what a coincidence that it happened while she was accepting an award for her role in that movie at the People's Choice Awards in 2016. She went on stage to accept the award, and when she went in to hug the presenter, one of her straps on her crop top snapped and she had to hold her top with one hand while taking the award in the other. She did get some help by the presenter and other people who were on stage, and the good news is she was able to make a joke about it. The first thing she said into the microphone was, "It's not like nobody here hasn't already seen my boobs," obviously referring to her role in 50 Shades of Grey, because we saw everything.
At number 9, Cardi B. Seems like even Miss Cardi B isn't immune to the cursed wardrobe malfunction. At her concert back in June 2019, she had a bit of an outfit mishap, and if there's one thing that you don't want to happen in front of thousands of screaming fans, it's to rip your clothes. Unfortunately for Cardi though, that's exactly what happened. While dancing and performing on stage that fateful night, her colorful skin-tight catsuit ripped in the worst place too. It's one thing to like have a seam bust on the inner thigh or the inner arm or something, but for Cardi, she tore herself a new butthole. Yep, poor Cardi had her catsuit ripped right up the butt crack. That kind of reminds me of that viral video of that woman twerking on TV when her dress rips up the back. Not a cute look. Luckily, Cardi is not a bashful woman, and this didn't really do much to derail her performance. She left for a brief moment to take off the ripped clothing and soon returned to the stage wearing a bathrobe for the rest of the show.
Cruising into number 8 is Nikki Hilton. Her sister, Paris Hilton, is normally the one dealing with wardrobe malfunctions in the press, but Nikki had her moment too after wearing a sheer peekaboo dress. Now, the thing about a peekaboo type dress is that not all of the dress is sheer, only some parts. Some of Nikki's dress was just regular white material, but then she had these scattered circle cutouts and lines of sheer so that you could see through it and see her skin. What she didn't realize when she tried it on was that the bottom sheer line matched up perfectly with her bum, so when she walked up a set of stairs, the sheer part exposed her whole backside. And on top of that, she decided not to wear underwear with this dress, so the paparazzi got more than what they asked for when she smiled for the camera.
In at number 7, Kim Kardashian. After the 2021 Met Gala, all anyone could talk about was Kim Kardashian's strange look. That year she wore a Balenciaga t-shirt dress and a balaclava ensemble where the theme was, "In America, a lexicon of fashion," which celebrated America's independence. Kim was head to toe covered in black fabric. The only way she was distinguishable was from the shape of her body. Not only was the look criticized for not being on theme, it was also seen as disrespectful to some cultures, with one writer claiming it was similar to a burqa, which is what Muslim women wear to cover their faces. Even though many fans thought she didn't follow the theme, Kardashian felt very differently. In an Instagram caption about the look, Kim said, quote, "What's more American than a t-shirt head to toe?" In at number 6, Sarah Jessica Parker. Even though SJP has been vocal against those who don't take the effort to follow the Met Gala theme each year, she was called out in 2016 for the exact same thing. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and what Parker wore had basically nothing to do with technology. It was more so giving old school Renaissance vibes. That year Parker made it on the list of least on theme Met Gala looks, but Parker was happy with her choice and defended her outfit. She told the New York Times Style magazine, quote, "We didn't want to simply apply lights and actual physical technology on me. We wanted it to be about the technology of thought, of application, of fabrication. The technology of the hand and the machine. Essentially how technology is used to make the clothing." Although most people didn't think this made any sense. Also, her look was just incredibly simple, something that could have been worn to a dinner with friends. Halfway, number 5, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith wore a special accessory to the 2017 Met Gala, and it was widely memed by people online. That year the theme was Comme des Garçons, Art of the In-Between. Smith wore a relatively simple all-black Louis Vuitton outfit, and to spice it up, he brought a handful of his own dreadlocks and carried it around like it was a handbag. One article trashed the choice, saying that carrying around his hair all night had nothing to do with the theme of the Met, and they couldn't understand why he made that choice. While on the carpet, Smith shared his thoughts behind the choice. He said it was aiming for a Dracula or Matrix look, and since his sister Willow couldn't come with him, he decided to bring his old hair instead. Not sure how that makes any sense. The look was also memed by Fader. The publication wrote, quote, "When you finally emerge from your existential crisis." In at number 4, Blake Lively. Although Blake looked beautiful at the 2016 Met, she was painfully not on theme. She wore a strapless Burberry gown, that she apparently had a hand in designing. The dress was a soft pink with a sweetheart neckline and had red flowers coming out of it. The dress would have been perfect for almost any other red carpet other than that year's Met. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and her look did not have anything to do with technology. According to InStyle, quote, "This strapless Burberry gown didn't immediately recall anything about tech and fashion, fitting with the night's theme." Entertainment Weekly also agreed with the outlet, ranking Lively's outfit along with Sarah Jessica Parker as one of the least on theme. Since Blake is usually on theme and looks stunning, we have hoped she will learn her lesson for the next time.
At number 3, Nicki Minaj. I relate a little too much to this next wardrobe malfunction, so I feel you, Nicki. You know Nicki, when she gives a performance, she gives a performance. The same was true during her 2014 performance at the VMAs. During her spectacle, Nicki went backstage for a quick change and slipped into a classic little black dress. But it seems that maybe this quick change was a little too quick. She got back on stage and continued her set, and the worst happened. As she was dancing, the zipper from her dress came undone and showed a little bit more than she had hoped. The zipper of the dress was in the front rather than the back, and her chest and stomach became visible, but luckily she was able to hold her dress together for the rest of the performance and even continued dancing while holding herself together. Front zipper clothes scare me so much for this exact reason. Something similar has happened to me, so now I'm very vigilant of my clothing, and I'm sure that after this incident, Nicki is too.
Taking over the number 2 spot is Cameron Diaz. It was in 2003 at the height of her career when she was walking the red carpet for the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle premiere. She would probably agree that this was a very significant event for her and probably the worst timing for a wardrobe malfunction to happen. The good news is it wasn't her outfit that failed her, so she could still rock her very cute little white dress on the runway. But when she arrived to the event, one of her heels broke and she did not have time to replace it. So what did she do? She walked the red carpet in bare feet. She shrugged the whole thing off, and in all the pictures you can literally see her smiling with her co-stars, like with her very noticeable bare feet. She literally didn't care. I love it.
At number 1, Janet Jackson. The Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest and most watched shows annually, and I'm pretty sure more people tune in to watch the halftime show than more people tune in to actually watch the football game. In 2004, Janet Jackson was one of the headliners for the show along with Justin Timberlake and other big name artists of the early 2000s. Now, the halftime show is always a big spectacle with a big production budget and props and costumes, so there's a lot of pressure on performers to make it go off without a hitch. Well, at this show, there was a hitch for sure. During her performance, Janet was wearing a very intricate black leather outfit, and apparently it had detachable parts, because after a bit of an oopsie by Justin Timberlake on stage, Janet's outfit came apart in the most embarrassing way. Justin had accidentally pulled off the right panel covering her breast, and it revealed it to the world. She was left mortified, as you could probably imagine. Remember, millions of people tune in to watch the halftime show, so imagine how Janet must have felt having been exposed to the world like that. Absolutely mortifying. Also, fun fact, there would have been no YouTube platform had it not been for this exact event, because everyone wanted to go see it, but there was nowhere to go see it.
And at number 10, Miley Cyrus. This one is the most recent wardrobe malfunction. While Miley was on stage performing during her New Year's Eve special that she was hosting with Pete Davidson, her tiny strappy shirt broke during the performance, and thankfully she was able to catch it before it was a live TV disaster. Miley caught the falling shirt, turned around to expose her bare back, then started walking off stage while still performing. The cameras panned to the musicians playing on stage, and within seconds Miley was back on stage performing in a different outfit, although the red blazer that she came back on stage with was almost as revealing as the other one. Hopefully Miley's stylists learned their lesson with that outfit. And at number 9, Sarah Jessica Parker. While on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, SJP embraced the rips on her beautiful dress and laughed it off while showcasing the rips to the audience. While on the show, she wore a green velvet Alberta Ferretti gown dress with a touch of lace on the parts of the dress. After Andy complimented her on the dress, she admitted that she tore multiple rips in the sleeves of the dress. She said, quote, "I love the dress, I borrowed it. This is in no way reflects on the house of Ferretti. Most celebrities would have done everything possible to cover up the imperfections in the dress, but instead she embraced it, believing that they added character to the look." She added, quote, "I kind of dig this, it does something to this dress." And at number 8, Cara Delevingne. Unfortunately, Cara Delevingne has had a few wardrobe malfunctions in her day that exposed quite a bit. The latest was when she was featured on the Friends reunion special when she modeled an iconic dress from the show. The cast of Friends were overjoyed to see Delevingne walking out in a recreation of the very tacky bridesmaids look that Jennifer Aniston's character Rachel wore to her ex-fiancé Barry's wedding. It's a bright pink Pepto-Bismol-esque dress and a matching hat that is one of the poofiest I have ever seen. Rachel wore the dress in the season 2 finale, which was titled The One with Barry and Mindy's Wedding. In the episode, Rachel suffers a wardrobe malfunction, and when she steps out in the dress, her bright red panties are exposed. Delevingne copied the exact same scenario and exposed her butt in some bright red panties that were also caught in the dress, exactly the same way that Rachel's had been.
At number 7, Katherine Heigl. You know when you're nervous to speak in front of a large audience and people sometimes tell you to picture the audience naked? Well, what if it was the other way around? Back in 2010, Katherine Heigl was having a big night and was accepting an award for Female Star of the Year at the Show West Awards in Las Vegas. One of the most embarrassing things to happen to her happened on probably the worst night it could have, and it was probably one of the worst nightmares of a lot of public speakers. While on stage accepting her award, the right strap of her dress snapped. Luckily, she caught her dress before a nip slip happened, but it was a close one. Luckily, TV and radio personality Billy Bush was there to hold up Katherine's dress as she continued to give her acceptance speech, but it must have been pretty hard to get through after that. If it was me, I don't know what I would have done in this situation. I would probably just crawl into a dark hole and cry from embarrassment.
Moving on to number 6, we have Tara Reid. We would be lying if we didn't admit that nip slips are a common thing in Hollywood. Whether it's at a red carpet event or during an interview, sometimes the dress moves and things get exposed. This happened to the American Pie actress while on the red carpet for Diddy's 35th birthday party back in 2004. But hers wasn't just like a little slip. Her entire breast was exposed, and the worst part was it happened while photographers were taking her photo on the carpet, so they caught the entire thing on camera. It has been dubbed as one of the worst fashion fails in modern history. But Tara wasn't too bothered by it. She was actually more upset with how people reacted to it. She said people acted like it was the worst crime in the world, but it was just a mistake. She made it clear though that she now uses double-sided tape and doubles up on how much she uses, which is probably for the best.
At number 5, Jennifer Garner. There's nothing wrong with a little shapewear. A little Spanx never hurt anyone. Well, actually that might not be entirely true. Jennifer Garner was hitting the red carpet back in 2014 for the premiere of her new film Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. As she was walking the red carpet with her co-star Steve Carell, her shapewear showdown happened. Seems like as she was moving, her clutch that she was holding caught onto her dress, and she was wearing a sort of wraparound style dress for the event, so when her clutch got caught on the front panel of her skirt, it pulled along with the clutch and revealed her Spanx underneath. I've seen other pictures of celebrities whose shapewear is showing, and it's really no big deal, but this instance was just a little too much to fly under the radar, you know? Like a bit of waistband showing or a piece of pant leg is barely an issue, but Jennifer's case here, it was just too much of a wardrobe fail to ignore.
Up next, number 4 is Chrissy Teigen. If you've watched any red carpet events, then you've probably seen the very popular style of long dresses that have slits going up to the woman's waist. With a slit being that long, you can imagine all that it reveals. But usually it's secured in place with body tape so that it doesn't move while the celebrities walk down the red carpet or the runway. Sadly, the tape did not hold up for Chrissy at the 2016 American Music Awards, and her goodies were shown to everyone and also captured on camera. The upper half of the slit was actually being held together by big gold safety pins, which was part of the style, but it was the bottom of the slit that failed her. Chrissy isn't one to get embarrassed though, I think we all know that. She laughed it off online and actually gave credit to her laser hair removal center.
And at number 3, Lil Nas X. This one is my personal favorite for 2021 because it happened on SNL, where the cameras basically never cut. During this May 2021 performance, he was singing his latest hit, Montero, Call Me By Your Name. While performing incredibly intense dance moves, he was wearing very tight pants, and I'm sure you can guess where this is going. At one point he started to pole dance, and that's where it all went downhill. But halfway through the pole performance, Lil Nas X grabbed for his private areas to cover them up after the rip, making sure nothing had shown on television. After the performance, he tweeted, quote, "I know I do a lot of planned shit, but ripping my pants on live television is not one of them." And finally, number 1, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle proved she's just like the rest of us when she was caught still having the tag on a new dress that she bought. While she was getting off the plane in the Kingdom of Tonga, paparazzi caught that the tag was still attached to her red self-portrait dress on October 25th. The tag was at the very bottom of the dress, so it's understandable why she didn't notice it beforehand. I don't think anyone was able to see the price because I wonder how much her dresses cost. I mean, that's what I'm interested in. Megan was pregnant and on a tour through that region for weeks beforehand, so she was probably just too tired to check. In at number 10, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner shocked fans with this strange laid-back look that was definitely not on theme for the 2022 Met. At first, fans thought the look could be a joke until Kylie made her way down the red carpet in a white wedding-style dress. Kylie wore a white ruffled floor-length gown for fashion's biggest night of the year. She also wore a white backwards baseball cap complete with fishnet veil. And the sweetheart cut out of the dress was worn with a mesh t-shirt over it with the off-white logo branded on it. At first, people thought this could be a hint that Kylie is married, but then Kylie described that she was supposed to go to the 2020 Met with the late Virgil Abloh before he passed away. The gown didn't seem to tie in with the gilded glamour dress code, but it apparently honored the Met's exhibit inside the event, which explores American fashion. Vogue explained the look, saying, quote, "By wearing a wedding gown to the Met and making it youthful, graphic, and wholly unexpected, Jenner channeled the irreverent spirit that Abloh perfected throughout his career. It was a classy tribute to one of the greatest American talents in fashion." In at number 9, Kourtney Kardashian. 2022 was the first year that sisters Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian attended the Met, and most people are very underwhelmed with both of their outfits. Thankfully for Khloe, she showed up on theme, however Kourtney and her fiancé Travis Barker did not. Even worse, when they were asked about the theme, it was clear they did not care at all about following it. The 2022 theme was In America, an anthology of fashion, or as Vogue put it, gilded glamour and white tie. During an interview with Lala Anthony, Kourtney described that the couple's outfit was by Thom Browne, adding, quote, "I'm basically like a deconstructed version of his outfit." But the backlash came after Lala asked Kourtney what she thought of the theme that night. Kourtney replied, quote, "I honestly didn't really think about it," she said while laughing and turning towards Travis, quote, "But yeah, I feel like Travis's is like it, and then mine's like falling, like dripping off him." Maybe that's the reason she hasn't been invited in the past. In at number 8, Karlie Kloss. One of the worst Met Gala flops was by Karlie Kloss, who not only did not follow the theme, but looked very underwhelming in general. In 2019, the Met Gala theme was Camp Notes on Fashion, and the basis for the theme was derived from Susan Sontag's 1964 essay Notes on Camp, describing camp as having elements of irony, humor, parody, theatricality, and exaggeration that are expressed in fashion. So basically going all out and being very theatrical. Karlie Kloss clearly did not listen to this theme, as she showed up in a basic gold dress that was not on par for the theme or event in general. Kloss was then dragged online with people tweeting, quote, "Poor Karlie Kloss thought camp meant the boy-girl formal at summer camp." Another said, Karlie Kloss mistook the Met Gala for the TGI Fridays after prom. And at number 4, Charli XCX. Charli XCX had a COVID wardrobe malfunction in the comfort of her own home, so thankfully she was able to refilm the incident and it wasn't actually put on live TV. However, because she likes to make fun of herself, she posted the clip on her own Instagram after the awards went live. During the ARIA Awards in November of 2021, Charli presented an award to Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi for their single Stay. In the mishap after she waved goodbye, the strap of her dress slipped and her breast immediately became exposed. She was obviously shocked and tried to cover herself up as soon as possible, but because it wasn't really live, she was able to laugh it off. She re-recorded her presentation without any nip slips for the actual show, but thankfully she shared the clip to social media so we could all enjoy it. And at number 2 is Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan definitely stood out at the Met, but he was not in theme whatsoever. The Pam and Tommy star wore a neon pink long sleeve shirt, oversized bomber jacket, and slouchy pants with matching sneakers, all designed by Valentino. It was nice that he wore more than a basic black suit, but the bright pink seemed to have nothing to do with the gilded glamour white tie dress code. Vogue insiders clarified the gilded glamour refers to the period of the Gilded Age of New York between 1870 and 1890. During which the upper class had more is more approach to fashion, in part because technological developments made it easier to buy more clothes than ever before. This can be interpreted as simply going over the top, which Stan did, but a silver or gold look would have made way more sense. And finally at number 1, Irina Shayk. Irina Shayk might have been my worst dressed of the night. Not only did she look horrible, she was not on theme whatsoever. In 2022, to the prestigious event, Irina decided to wear a layered leather biker outfit. The head-to-toe leather did not signify gilded glamour at all, and looked more like she belonged in a biker gang. While their models opted for glittery gowns to honor the theme, the 36-year-old model layered a Burberry black leather jacket, shirt, tied trousers, gloves, and boots. The only thing that looked even a little bit on theme was a black leather corset, which was worn under the jacket. All in all, it was a flop in my eyes. And at number 10, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner shocked fans with this strange laid-back look that was definitely not on theme for the 2022 Met. At first, fans thought the look could be a joke until Kylie made her way down the red carpet in a white wedding-style dress. Kylie wore a white ruffled floor-length gown for fashion's biggest night of the year. She also wore a white backwards baseball cap complete with fishnet veil. And the sweetheart cut out of the dress was worn with a mesh t-shirt over it with the off-white logo branded on it. At first, people thought this could be a hint that Kylie is married, but then Kylie described that she was supposed to go to the 2020 Met with the late Virgil Abloh before he passed away. The gown didn't seem to tie in with the gilded glamour dress code, but it apparently honored the Met's exhibit inside the event, which explores American fashion. Vogue explained the look, saying, quote, "By wearing a wedding gown to the Met and making it youthful, graphic, and wholly unexpected, Jenner channeled the irreverent spirit that Abloh perfected throughout his career. It was a classy tribute to one of the greatest American talents in fashion." And at number 9, Kourtney Kardashian. 2022 was the first year that sisters Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian attended the Met, and most people are very underwhelmed with both of their outfits. Thankfully for Khloe, she showed up on theme, however Kourtney and her fiancé Travis Barker did not. Even worse, when they were asked about the theme, it was clear they did not care at all about following it. The 2022 theme was In America, an anthology of fashion, or as Vogue put it, gilded glamour and white tie. During an interview with Lala Anthony, Kourtney described that the couple's outfit was by Thom Browne, adding, quote, "I'm basically like a deconstructed version of his outfit." But the backlash came after Lala asked Kourtney what she thought of the theme that night. Kourtney replied, quote, "I honestly didn't really think about it," she said while laughing and turning towards Travis, quote, "But yeah, I feel like Travis's is like it, and then mine's like falling, like dripping off him." Maybe that's the reason she hasn't been invited in the past. And at number 8, Karlie Kloss. One of the worst Met Gala flops was by Karlie Kloss, who not only did not follow the theme, but looked very underwhelming in general. In 2019, the Met Gala theme was Camp Notes on Fashion, and the basis for the theme was derived from Susan Sontag's 1964 essay Notes on Camp, describing camp as having elements of irony, humor, parody, theatricality, and exaggeration that are expressed in fashion. So basically going all out and being very theatrical. Karlie Kloss clearly did not listen to this theme, as she showed up in a basic gold dress that was not on par for the theme or event in general. Kloss was then dragged online with people tweeting, quote, "Poor Karlie Kloss thought camp meant the boy-girl formal at summer camp." And others said, Karlie Kloss mistook the Met Gala for the TGI Fridays after prom. And at number 7, Kim Kardashian. After the 2021 Met Gala, all anyone could talk about was Kim Kardashian's strange look. That year she wore a Balenciaga t-shirt dress and a balaclava ensemble where the theme was In America, a lexicon of fashion, which celebrated America's independence. Kim was head to toe covered in black fabric. The only way she was distinguishable was from the shape of her body. Not only was the look criticized for not being on theme, it was also seen as disrespectful to some cultures, with one writer claiming it was similar to a burqa, which is what Muslim women wear to cover their faces. Even though many fans thought she didn't follow the theme, Kardashian felt very differently. In an Instagram caption about the look, Kim said, quote, "What's more American than a t-shirt head to toe?" And at number 6, Sarah Jessica Parker. Even though SJP has been vocal against those who don't take the effort to follow the Met Gala theme each year, she was called out in 2016 for the exact same thing. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and what Parker wore had basically nothing to do with technology. It was more so giving old school Renaissance vibes. That year Parker made it on the list of least on theme Met Gala looks, but Parker was happy with her choice and defended her outfit. She told the New York Times Style magazine, quote, "We didn't want to simply apply lights and actual physical technology on me. We wanted it to be about the technology of thought, of application, of fabrication. The technology of the hand and the machine. Essentially how technology is used to make the clothing." Although most people didn't think this made any sense. Also, her look was just incredibly simple, something that could have been worn to a dinner with friends. Halfway, number 5, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith wore a special accessory to the 2017 Met Gala, and it was widely memed by people online. That year the theme was Comme des Garçons, Art of the In-Between. Smith wore a relatively simple all-black Louis Vuitton outfit, and to spice it up, he brought a handful of his own dreadlocks and carried it around like it was a handbag. One article trashed the choice, saying that carrying around his hair all night had nothing to do with the theme of the Met, and they couldn't understand why he made that choice. While on the carpet, Smith shared his thoughts behind the choice. He said it was aiming for a Dracula or Matrix look, and since his sister Willow couldn't come with him, he decided to bring his old hair instead. Not sure how that makes any sense. The look was also memed by Fader. The publication wrote, quote, "When you finally emerge from your existential crisis." And at number 4, Blake Lively. Although Blake looked beautiful at the 2016 Met, she was painfully not on theme. She wore a strapless Burberry gown that she apparently had a hand in designing. The dress was a soft pink with a sweetheart neckline and had red flowers coming out of it. The dress would have been perfect for almost any other red carpet other than that year's Met. That year the theme was Menace Ex Machina, fashion in an age of technology, and her look did not have anything to do with technology. According to InStyle, quote, "This strapless Burberry gown didn't immediately recall anything about tech and fashion, fitting with the night's theme." Entertainment Weekly also agreed with the outlet, ranking Lively's outfit along with Sarah Jessica Parker as one of the least on theme. Since Blake is usually on theme and looks stunning, we have hope she will learn her lesson for the next time. In at number 3, Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus completely disregarded the theme at the 2015 Met Gala and was definitely called out for it. To celebrate the Met's new Asian exhibit, the 2015 Met Gala theme was China through the looking glass. Many fans felt it was a great theme and could be translated into so many amazing gowns for the Met. But Miley Cyrus clearly did not get the memo and showed up wearing a black head-to-toe gown with copper studs on it. The dress also had the sides cut out to make it more sultry. Hollywood Life and Style reported that her look was a mix between space age and grunge fashion. The look had zero nods to China and looked like it could have been worn to any other red carpet. It looked like the outfit was inspired by Madonna more so than China. Complex trashed the piece, saying it would have been more fitting 2 years prior when the theme was punk chaos of culture. In at number 2, Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan definitely stood out at the Met, but he was not in theme whatsoever. The Pam and Tommy star wore a neon pink long sleeve shirt, oversized bomber jacket, and slouchy pants with matching sneakers, all designed by Valentino. It was nice that he wore more than a basic black suit, but the bright pink seemed to have nothing to do with the gilded glamour white tie dress code. Vogue insiders clarified the gilded glamour refers to the period of the Gilded Age of New York between 1870 and 1890. During which the upper class had more is more approach to fashion, in part because technological developments made it easier to buy more clothes than ever before. This can be interpreted as simply going over the top, which Stan did, but a silver or gold look would have made way more sense. And finally at number 1, Irina Shayk. Irina Shayk might have been my worst dressed of the night. Not only did she look horrible, she was not on theme whatsoever. In 2022 to the prestigious event, Irina decided to wear a layered leather biker outfit. The head-to-toe leather did not signify gilded glamour at all, and looked more like she belonged in a biker gang. While other models opted for glittery gowns to honor the theme, the 36-year-old model layered a Burberry black leather jacket, shirt, tie, trousers, gloves, and boots. The only thing that looked even a little bit on theme was a black leather corset, which was worn under the jacket. All in all, it was a flop in my eyes.
At number 10, Karlie Kloss. The Met Gala is all about fashion, and those who attend the event are usually trying to pull off the best look that fits the theme for that year. There have been many extravagant looks and other more simplistic ones, but the overall point here is to try going along with the overall energy of the event. One person actually faced backlash for not really trying hard enough to meet the event standard, and that was Karlie Kloss, who people say ignored the 2019 Met Gala camp theme. Karlie showed up to the event looking a little too simple for the event, wearing a black and gold dress with simple jewelry, natural makeup, and a simple hairstyle. A lot of fans were seriously let down by her outfit that evening, especially after she tweeted about her look, hyping it up and saying, quote, "looking camp right in the eyes." As strange as it might sound, Karlie's fans got pretty upset that she didn't really follow the Met's theme and faced a pretty decent amount of criticism. She had to kind of apologize for her look shortly after, as she posted a video to her YouTube channel addressing the situation, saying that she should have tried harder. At number 9, Sarah Jessica Parker. Every year the Met Gala chooses a theme, and those who attend the event are urged to show up in some kind of couture that fits said theme. For a lot of celebrities, they either work alongside some designers to come up with the perfect look for the gala, but sometimes these looks can go too far and end up offending people in the process. Take for example some of the Met Gala looks from 2015. The theme of the gala that year was China through the looking glass, and a lot of people found that many of the stars who attended the event that night were appropriating Chinese culture. Among one of the most heavily criticized celebrities was Sarah Jessica Parker. At the event, Sarah wore a custom black gown with a large headpiece, and this bold accessory faced quite a lot of backlash. The headpiece was criticized for its quote dragon lady stereotype, something that sexualizes and villainizes Chinese women. A lot of fans made the point that these celebrities could have just worn pieces from Chinese designers to fit the theme rather than appropriate the culture. Now before I carry on talking about these cancelled celebrities, I'd first like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're you're enjoying it because it really helps the channel out. At number 8, Karolina Kurkova. I just told you about one celebrity who faced backlash for cultural appropriation at the Met Gala, but I have another one to tell you about that actually happened on the same night. Since the theme for the 2015 Met Gala was China through the looking glass, a lot of people came dressed in altered versions of traditional Chinese garments, and it offended a lot of people. Another guest who got a lot of hate for their outfit that night was model Karolina Kurkova because she came in a sexualized version of a cheap how. Much like a lot of other celebrities who showed up that night, their looks faced a lot of backlash because normally these looks affect women from this culture negatively, and the double standard of these other people being praised was seen as hurtful and offensive. These garments have a history behind them, and so disrespecting this part of Chinese culture was also obviously not well received. At number 7, Madonna. In the past, there have been many scandalous looks at the Met Gala. Oftentimes, we see celebrities push the boundaries of fashion, and sometimes their looks can be very revealing, but it looks like one celebrity went too far with how revealing their Met look was one year, and that person is Madonna. The singer is known to be pretty bold, but at the 2016 Met Gala, people think that she was a little too bold because her look revealed quite a lot. When she hit the red carpet, Madonna was seen wearing a black bodysuit that revealed her chest and backside, worn underneath a lace overlay. She also wore leather thigh-high boots and a bejeweled headband and layered necklaces. After facing backlash for the fact that her chest was exposed, she supported the look by saying that it was a political statement. She clapped back at the criticism on her Instagram where she said, quote, "We have fought and continue to fight for civil rights and gay rights around the world. When it comes to women's rights, we are still in the dark ages. My dress at the Met Ball was a political statement as well as a fashion statement. The fact that people actually believe a woman is not allowed to express her sexuality and be adventurous past a certain age is proof that we still live in an ageist and sexist society. I have never thought in a limited way and I'm not going to start." At number 6, Amal Clooney. As I mentioned a little earlier, a lot of times celebrities work alongside designers to achieve their looks for the Met Gala. The relationships that these stars have with their designers is pretty important for their careers, and so they usually don't want to jeopardize that. But Amal Clooney did in 2018, and she got some backlash for it. When Amal first showed up to the event, she was dressed in an ensemble by Richard Quinn that consisted of navy pants, a silver top, and a floral skirt. But after doing a quick change, she re-emerged wearing a dress designed by Tom Ford. Apparently, Tom was furious that Amal didn't wear his design when she did her initial red carpet walk. It caused some drama in the fashion world, but from what I understand, it's all water under the bridge now. At number 5, Rihanna. Rihanna is one of those stars who people really look forward to seeing walk the red carpet at the Met Gala. She rocks every look that she presents at the gala, but one year instead of getting praised for her outfit, she actually ended up getting a lot of backlash. In 2018, Rihanna showed up to the event wearing a very extravagant Pope-inspired look, and it did not go over well. The look was an ensemble by Margiela that consisted of a strapless mini dress, trench coat, and large headdress. That night, a lot of Catholics took issue with Rihanna's look, with some of them calling the ensemble, quote, sacrilegious, and saying that it appropriated their religion. Ironically, this isn't the first time that the singer has been accused of appropriating religion. She's also faced backlash for appropriating Hindu culture as well, as earlier this year she was seen wearing a necklace with a Hindu god depicted on it, and she's also faced scrutiny after she used a controversial song with Islamic verses in it in her Fenty show. At number 4, Scarlett Johansson. At the 2018 Met Gala, actress Scarlett Johansson caused a bit of controversy for the dress that she wore to the event. Not because of what it looked like, but because of who designed it. The actress wore an off-the-shoulder dress with flower embellishments, and though it was a beautiful gown, a lot of people couldn't get past who made the garment. The dress was designed by Georgia Chapman, Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife. Scarlett's look came from Georgia's brand Marchesa, and the actress became one of the first people to support the brand and the designer after the allegations against Harvey Weinstein came out. People were torn over this because some people believe that Scarlett shouldn't have supported Georgia's design because of her ties to Weinstein, but others thought that it was a bit ridiculous because Georgia was never personally involved in any of the allegations, so some people didn't really think it mattered. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. At number 3, James Charles. YouTuber and influencer James Charles attended the Met Gala in 2019 and got some backlash for what he wore and for being a bit of a hypocrite as well. When he arrived at the event, James was wearing an outfit by Alexander Wang that consisted of a black bandana, black cargo pants, and a see-through shirt that was made entirely of safety pins. It was an interesting look, but after the event, fashion critics pointed out that James' look was very similar to one that Zoe Kravitz had worn to the 2019 Vanity Fair Oscar party. Ironically, James had made a video with Tana Mongeau where they criticized that very look, where they said that it looked like, quote, she didn't finish getting dressed. end quote. As expected, James faced backlash for the comments that he made about Zoe's outfit and for also copying the look and being a hypocrite by wearing something so similar to another look that he roasted. At number 2, Kim Kardashian. Kim K is always trying to serve looks at the Met. I mean, this year's look was a little questionable with her all-black Balenciaga ensemble that made her look like a Dementor, but that's besides the point. Every look is subject to criticisms, but the one look that brought Kim the most backlash was her dripping wet look from the Met Gala in 2019. At the event, Kim was seen wearing a Mugler dress that made it look like she had just walked out of water, but she was also wearing a mega corset that cinched her waist so much that she faced backlash for it. Kim is often facing scrutiny for her support of waist trainers, with people saying that it's affecting the way that young people are seeing beauty, so her super cinched look just added to that fire. Fans said that Kim's body looked super unrealistic and it wasn't a good thing to show the public, but she and the designer defended the look, saying that the over-the-top nature of the entire ensemble was just made to fit the event's camp theme. And finally, at number 1, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The most buzz that has come out of the 2021 Met Gala is coming from New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC showed up to the event wearing a white dress that had the words "Tax the Rich" written in red on the back. It was designed to be a political statement about the ongoing debate on whether the wealthiest people should be paying taxes like the rest of us peons, but instead of sparking the conversation about it, people are calling AOC a hypocrite for trying to make this statement at an event that is attended by Hollywood elites who pay 30 grand for a ticket. A lot of people may have takes on this, but what is yours? Do you think that AOC went about this statement all wrong, or was her bold move a good thing? I think that even though it's coming back to bite her, that bold move still accomplished something and it has people talking, so maybe it wasn't all bad.
Coming in at number 10 today, we have Miss Finland. Beauty contestant model Miss Finland, commonly known as Erica Helen, has claimed that she was kicked out of a restaurant because of her inappropriate outfit. Erica, who has competed in numerous national modeling contests, said a jerk of a security guard booted her from a restaurant because of her attire. After Erica claims her outfit in question featured her wearing a bralette top, which she paired with a black miniskirt, heels, and a matching bag. Erica was in the restaurant focusing on a good-natured conversation with her friends when the security guard suddenly approached her table to take her out of the restaurant, and he told her she had to leave. When Erica gathered her stuff and walked out of the bar without objecting in any way, the security guard started to criticize her outfit of choice. While Erica noticed that she could have just grabbed another shirt from a store if the outfit was pointed out right away, she also said in her opinion, it is contradicting to even take in a customer if the outfit is not suitable, and that it's no longer appropriate to change your minds after and humiliate the customer in the process. While it still remains a mystery to why the security guard behaved so aggressively with her, Erica felt really threatened by the whole situation. While the manager of the restaurant has come out to make amends with her, he's also guaranteed that he will retrain his staff on how to handle this situation better next time. And number 9, Britney Spears. In 2007, Britney Spears would find herself in a throw of prolonged and public episodes of apparent mental health breakdowns. And in one of them, she made a spectacle of smearing food across her face in a restaurant in Los Angeles. Other diners present, including fellow pop diva Victoria Beckham, mentioned to the staff that Britney was acting really strange when she started to play dress up with her dinner. Eventually, the staff intervened and escorted Britney from her table and outside of the restaurant hotel, and she would then be informed that she was no longer welcome on the hotel grounds. While her sin wasn't her behavior itself, it was because of her unapologetic nature of her behavior that really didn't sit well with the restaurant staff. Her restrictions, however, were finally lifted after Spears cleaned herself up and agreed to follow the dress code of not playing dress up with her food, as she was pictured celebrating her 28th birthday there 2 years after the incident occurred. While no one really knows the reason behind Britney's breakdown, it's been hinted that if you want to get away with certain actions at Chateau Marmont, then you have to be really mum about your antics, and if you get caught, you have to be playfully vague about it. However, noting that there was absolutely no way Britney could have gotten away with playing dress up with her food, especially since she was saying it was so good while doing it. Hey Peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And number 8, Rita Ora. After gathering too much attention from a selection of revealing outfits, Rita Ora was reportedly banned from wearing anything too risky on future episodes of The Voice if she wanted to stay on the show. According to The Sun, the singer was ordered by BBC bosses in 2015 who are said to have frowned upon her outfits that included a nipple-bearing sheer top, a shirt that had a graphic image of breast, and while promoting her debut on The Voice ahead of the season that year, she attracted complaints complaints when she appeared on The One Show in a deep plunging top. While the bosses didn't really get involved when viewers complained about the revealing suit, they did feel like the t-shirt was too close to the mark and her see-through top took her right over the top. However, while Rita agreed to sport a tamer look, she would state that she wasn't going to dress like a nun because that wasn't her style. And number 7, Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus would find herself banned from the cover of US Vogue following her raunchy VMA performance with Robin Thicke back in 2013. While the singer had already posed for the December cover, Anna Wintour decided to axe her shoot. With Anna finding the whole performance extremely distasteful, she decided that based on Miley's VMA's performance to take the cover in a different direction. The high-profile editor was at first behind Miley taking the prestigious cover and was eager for the shoot to go ahead. While it makes sense that Miley would be the cover of the issue since it was coming out in October at the same time her album was coming out, after she had another wardrobe malfunction in Paris, she could kiss her cover goodbye. When Miley was spotted out posing for photographers, despite making another wardrobe malfunction for the paparazzi, Miley would then lift her arm to wave at fans waiting outside when her top slipped down. Not only did she not have a problem with her wardrobe malfunction, however, Anna Wintour would think differently, and she would then go on to cancel Miley's issue from appearing that year. And number 6, Beyonce. From music royalty to a powerful businesswoman, Beyonce is a household name with superstar status. While being one of the most famous women in the world, she too has even had some controversial moments. While it's not uncommon for celebrities to be banned from other countries due to their publicized actions, it may come as a surprise to some in the Beehive that Beyonce is one of them. When Malaysia issued a ban on Beyonce from ever touring, performing, or entering the country with the country's strict Muslim leadership, Beyonce would be deemed too sexy for Malaysia. Beyonce was scheduled to perform in Malaysia in 2007, but due to her inappropriate outfit concerns, it would lead to her ban and she would have to cancel her performance in the country. According to a BBC report, female performers at Malaysian concerts are required by government rules to cover up from shoulders to knees and have no cleavage showing. Since Beyonce is known for her confidence and sexy performance, it was understandable to why the country thought it was a good idea to ban her. However, it was kind of ridiculous to have such strict and permanent ban for a celebrity who was most likely going to follow the country rules so she wouldn't offend anyone. And number 5, Janet Jackson. In 2004, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake formed during the Super Bowl halftime show. During the performance, Janet had a wardrobe malfunction after Justin pulled a part of her outfit down. The moment would then become a huge controversy. While both singers apologized for the incident, Jackson would be banned from attending the 2004 Grammy Awards. While Justin, on the other hand, was able to attend the show that year and he was able to issue an additional apology at the event. While Janet has apologized by saying the decision to have my costume revealed at the end of my halftime show performance was made after the final rehearsal, MTV was completely unaware of it. It was not my intention for it to go as far as it did. I apologize to anyone I offended, including the audience, MTV, CBS, and the NFL. Janet was also so heavily punished for her accidental wardrobe malfunction because they did not believe that the wardrobe malfunction was an accident. While both Justin and Janet were both initially banned from the Grammys, Justin would be allowed to perform at the Grammys after he had a tearful apology for the incident. As a result, Janet, for not taking sole responsibility for the incident, was ordered Viacom properties and MTV and all Viacom-owned radio stations had to stop playing Janet's songs and music videos. The fallout of the event then drastically affected Janet's career. And number 4, Nikita Dragun. When Nikita Dragun was on vacation in Miami back in November, what was meant to be a chill vacation would result in Nikita finding herself being arrested at the Good Time Hotel. In a police report obtained by TMZ, it would describe a chaotic scene in which Nikita was walking around the pool wearing no clothes. After the staff repeatedly asked her to put on clothes, Nikita would opt to pour water on the hotel workers instead. Later, after police responded to the phone call, they would head to Nikita's hotel room where she would then pour water on them as well, and this would lead to her arrest. While Nikita was being held at a male jail until her bail was set at $2,000 by a judge in court, her placement was really controversial because Nikita is legally a woman and being held in a prison housed with only men was a clear violation of her human rights. Upon being released, she would then be set to appear back in Miami court again in December, and she was only allowed to go back back to the Good Time Hotel to collect her things alongside of a supervising officer. Due to Nikita disobeying the hotel's dress code and refusing to follow their instruction, she would also find herself permanently banned from the hotel. And number 3, Lady Gaga. Now Lady Gaga has a knack for attracting attention, and sometimes it's because of her very controversial costume choices. When Lady Gaga was touring Asia in 2012, she chose not to tone down her show despite some of the country's protests. With there being only a minor opposition, Gaga would find her Born This Way tour show being cancelled in Indonesia by national police after they refused her a permit for what they called safety reasons. The police would then say her outfits are too sexy, indulgent, and erotic. It's said that the move to refuse Gaga's permit is thought to be in response to a protest by the National Council, the top Islamic body in Indonesia. While the police itself had no problem with Lady Gaga, the Islamic Defenders Front, political organization, claimed that Gaga's dance moves were vulgar and it would corrupt young people, and they even threatened to deploy 30,000 members to physically prevent Lady Gaga from getting off the plane. Although much of Indonesia is politically moderate, the Islamic Defenders Front has become increasingly vocal, and they even thanked the police for banning Lady Gaga's show. With human rights groups seeing this move as a dangerous step back from the country, they have even expressed concern. And the show's promoter expressed sadness that the country was not mature enough to be able to separate their own moral values from the arts and culture. And number 2, Kendall Jenner. In 2014, Kendall Jenner's risky Marc Jacobs runway appearance during the New York City Fashion Week would officially be banned from Instagram after the reality TV star strutted down the Marc Jacobs runway with her top half exposed. Amid the backlash would result in Instagram to remove the image from the photograph sharing website. With the photo violating Instagram's guidelines, Kim first tried posting Kendall's picture to her Instagram. After she noticed Instagram deleted the photos, she would say, "Can Instagram just delete your photos?" Maybe Kendall Jenner was too hot for Instagram. While both Kim and Khloe both posted the photographs of their sister's top half fully exposed without an undergarment on the Marc Jacobs runway, one fan attempted to explain the backlash that Kendall's outfit was receiving by saying, "We're not hating Khloe, she just needs to cover up, she doesn't need to dress like that." And Khloe responded to the tweet by saying it's a fashion show, she doesn't choose. Many fans found it even quite weird that even Kris Jenner posted the picture. As if any of us posted a picture like that, I don't think any of our mothers would have been proud of our risky behavior being displayed for the whole world to see on a site that children use. While the photo would go on to be banned on Instagram, it seems like Instagram would then start to be more strict about the content that you can post on its platform. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen and his E Street Band guitarist would find themselves being thrown out of Disneyland in 1983 after they were caught violating the park's dress code. According to the memoirs written by both musicians, the E Street entourage would find themselves thrown out of Disneyland after they refused to remove their bandanas that they were wearing. Bruce wrote in his Born to Run autobiography that the Disneyland security team was extremely worried that Bruce and his guitarist, Steven, would be misidentified as a gang member if they didn't remove their bandanas. While both were shouting, "We're out of here," Bruce would recall shouting, "We're going to Knott's Berry Farm." However, they couldn't even get into Knott's either due to the same reason. In a letter Steven wrote in 1983, he would say, "At Disneyland, enforcing this ridiculous law is also an attack on the rock and music and all the people who believe in it. They're telling me nobody rocks in the Magic Kingdom. Nobody expresses their individuality in the Magic Kingdom except maybe the guy in the rodent suit. It is time to boycott Disney until the vague and unfair dress code they enforce is abolished once and for all." However, even today it seems like you just can't wear anything to Disneyland, as they'll turn you around and ask you to buy clothes from one of their many expensive shops.